Rukmini Devi, O lotus-eyed Lord, I have selected you as my husband, and I offer myself unto you. Therefore, please come and take me as your wife, before Shishupal, like the jackal plundering the lion's prey, suddenly touches me, who am to be enjoyed by you alone. This is Rukmini in her letter to Krishna. And the Sanskrit of the introduction was Atmarpanasya Drishtantaha, an example of offering oneself. And the verse, Tanme bhavan kalu vritta patir anga jayam atmarpitash cha bhavato tra vibho vidhehi ma virabhagam abhima shattu chaidya arad gomayu van amriga pater balim ambujaksha. All right, next introduction. The vivid revelation of the treasure within the identity of the pure ego in self-dedication. The vivid revelation of the treasure within the identity of pure ego in self-dedication. Tatra shuddha hankarasya parichaya samridher abhivyaktihi. And the verse is aha nahang vipro nacha narapatir napi vaishyo na shudro nahang vani nacha griha patir no vanasto yatir va kintu prodjan nikila paramananda punamritad bher gopi bhartu para kamalayor dasa dasanu dasaha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am not a priest, a king, a merchant, or a laborer, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Nor am I a student, a householder, a retired householder, or a mendicant, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, the Lord of the Gopis, who is the personification of the fully expanded, eternally self-revealing, nectarian ocean that brims with the totality of divine ecstasy. Hare Krishna. So I am not all those things, but I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, who is the Lord of the Gopis, who is the personification of the fully expanded nectarian ocean that brims with the totality of divine ecstasy. And in brackets he had eternally self-revealing, the fully expanded, eternally self-revealing nectarian ocean. So the vivid revelation of the treasure within the identity of pure ego in self-dedication. Hare Krishna. So after Lord Chaitanya, we've had from Jumunacharya, Rukmini, Chaitanya Dev, and now from Madhavendra Puri. Next verse is from Madhavendra Puri. And the introduction. All connection with formal religion is severed. Aupadika dhamma sambandha chedascha. And the verse by Sri Madhavendra Puri. O morning, noon and evening prayers, may all good be unto you. O daily ablutions, my respects unto you. O demigods, O forefathers, may you forgive me. I cannot follow the injunctions to offer you libations. Wherever I may be, I shall eradicate my sins, constantly contemplating that jewel of the Jadu dynasty, the slayer of Kamsa. And I think this is sufficient for me. What more could I ever want than this? Wherever I may be, I shall eradicate my sins, constantly contemplating that jewel of the Jadu dynasty, the slayer of Kamsa. And I think this is sufficient for me. What more could I ever want than this? Hare Krishna, that's Madhavendra Puri. Hare Krishna, Dandavat. All glories to the kitchen crew. Very important part of the temple seva. All right, and the verse by Sri Madhavendra Puri in Sanskrit is Sandhya Vandana Bhadram Mastu Bhavato Bho Snana Tubhyang Namo Bhodeva Pitarascha Tarpana Vidhau Nahang Shama Kshamyatam Chatrakvapi Nishajja Jadava Kulotangsha Kamsadvisha Smarang Smaram Aghang Harami Tad Alang Manye Kim Anyena Me. Well, huh? For the Sanskrit, I definitely need the translation. I mean, Bengali, I need the translation, but we can catch much more of the words and what's happening. But you were going to say something? Who spoke this? Madhavendra Puri. No, this was Madhavendra Puri. That's the Sanskrit of the verse we just spoke. The previous one was, I am not a priest, a king or a mendicant, I am just Dasana, Dasana, Das. That was by Mahaprabhu. And this one, the morning prayers, morning ablutions, all these things by forefathers. Please excuse me, I just want to remember the slayer of King Kamsa. Who slayed King Kamsa?
Krishna.
Ah, that's right. So, I have a question. Oh, yes. No, I don't have. Yes, I have many questions. But no, not in this case. Okay, we'll read one more, because sometimes this next one, well, the introduction is, awakening of divine affection for Krishna proves worldly opinion mere trivia. And we are so often accused by the public of this. But what is the value of the opinion of the regular people? And in Sanskrit, that means that introduction is alaukika pavodaye laukika vichara tuchatvam. Awakening of the divine affection for Krishna proves worldly opinion mere trivia. And you look at the newspapers, it is mere trivia. And the verse is by Madhva. No, it's not. It says Madhava. Madhava. Which Madhava would this be? Madhavacharya?
I don't think so. Madhava.
Madhava is saying, but anyhow. The expert moralists may say that I am deluded. The Vedic religionists may insist that I am misled. And my associates may condemn me as uncultured. My own brothers may disrespect me and call me an idiot. The wealthy may say I am mad. And the sharp-witted philosophers may severely criticize me as being a great egotist. Nevertheless, my heart cannot budge in the slightest degree from its aspiration to serve the lotus feet of Sri Govinda. So all those things. Nevertheless, my heart cannot budge in the slightest degree from its aspiration to serve the lotus feet of Sri Govinda. Hare Krishna. All right. Well, the next verse is in very much a similar vein, so we'll also read the next verse too. The introduction by Guru Maharaj. The people's opinion is of no consequence to the devotees absorbed in the ecstasy of service to Lord Hari. The people's opinion is of no consequence to the devotees absorbed in the ecstasy of service to Lord Hari. Hari rasapana mattanang jannamata vichare navakasha Hari rasapana mattanang jannamata vichare navakasha. The people's opinion is of no consequence to the devotees absorbed in the ecstasy of service to Lord Hari. And Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, the gossipers may slander us, but we shall not heed them. Completely intoxicated by drinking the wine of the ecstasy of Sri Hari's service, we shall dance, roll on the ground and faint. Hare Krishna. Parivadatu jano jata tatayam nanu mukharo na vayang vicharayamaha hari rasamandira madati matta bhuvi viluthama natama nirvishamaha. The gossipers may slander us, but we shall not heed them. Completely intoxicated by drinking the wine of the ecstasy of Sri Hari's service, we shall dance, roll on the ground and faint. Okay, Vishaka, tell us one reason why Krishna consciousness is a good idea.
Because it is reality.
What is one description of reality?
Eternal, full of knowledge
And bliss.
Bliss.
Okay. Jai, jai, jai. Reality, the beautiful. Jai Shri Shri Prabhupada Jivanamritam ki jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mata ki jai.
Maharaj, I have a small question.
Yes.
About the use of the word ego. In the translation it said pure ego. And obviously that can be misunderstood in terms of, a type of like a pride but it's nice, it's interesting that it's still used in this context in a different way, as in the servant of the Lord and nothing else.
And Guru Maharaj explained that when all the coverings of the heart are removed, what is left? When you can get all these false things removed, what is left? It is left the pure person, the pure ego. And what is the nature of that pure person? It devotee. This is the nature of the soul, Bhakti. We are really that by identity, but we are thinking by so many births in material species that we are the center and we are to enjoy. That we are this, we are that, I. So yes, the pure ego. And then I am not this, I am not that, but just a servant of the servant, and then we don't care for the opinion of the ordinary persons. What value is that? Like we were, anyway, oh, you were with us, not with us. We were talking just now. about one matter where I was invited to attend to a gathering where they were going to debate a certain controversial matter, and it was a gathering of the leaders of ISKCON and the leaders of the Hindu Sangam and some of the, the Hindu representatives, and they were going to discuss and then have a vote to say, oh, so is it acceptable or not acceptable? But this question came up, and we can just say it, even though it is controversial for even some of the devotees, but the question came up, it is about the question of what is called vegan, where you're not taking any milk products. And this question came up, and Gurudev the question came to Gurudev, and with quite a graphic description of the really nasty things that go on in some parts of the world or in some farms in the milk industry, which are, really terrible, the worst, very bad things. But Gurudev, so the question came up that they asked me to go, and respectfully they're asking, please you come, this debate is going to happen, then we're going to vote to say whether it is acceptable or not. And I said to them, well, thank you for inviting me, and it was also in person, so it wasn't just by letter or something. And I said, thank you for inviting me, but I can tell you now what I will say if you were to invite me, but I don't want anyone to make offense to our Gurudevs. But I said that it is not a matter of vote. This question came to our Gurudev, and who is our Gurudev? The most substantial for the current of Mahaprabhu, of Rupanuga line, etc. And he gave his decision and guidance on the matter. So it is not a matter of vote when we've got guidance from above. And this was brought to Gurudev. Gurudev considered, and after considering he said, we will make the milk sweets, the yogurt, the various things, because Krishna likes milk and milk products, and we shall offer to him. And then that will be distributed for the devotees. And so this way we are engaging the energy of the cow, the milk of the cow, and Gurudev said, in what other way will they get any benefit from their life? Gurudev was looking from the merciful side of the cows and the service side to Krishna. But Gurudev did say, if possible, you get milk from where it is, the cows are treated properly. If it is not possible, and you have the supermarket and you don't know what is the history anyway of where this milk is coming from, still, you will utilize that milk in service. And this also stressed another point, which is really everything has to be utilized in service. We can understand when there is heavy wrong which takes place in the milk industry, really very heavy wrong. But then you see Gurudev saying, so it must be offered, then this way the benefit will come. But also there is wrong with everything in this world. You pick the vegetable, you do anything, you are taking life. It is not so bigger life as taking the life of cows, etc., when they're born, but it's the same principle. And even anything we do, if it is not for Krishna, it is always reactionary. When the last time that I went to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's place in Swarupganj in Navadip, and there came from the Shantipur side, along where there was the miniature railway line. Means there's a railway from Shantipur down to Swarupganj, which is where the Saraswati and the Jamuna, the Jalangi, where the Saraswati and Jamuna and Ganga, where they all join together. And it was a small railway line, and they had this baby train that goes up and down, very relaxed way between the two. But it is the age of progress, so now they're making it into the full-size railway line. Or at that time, they were in the process of making it. When you think, oh yes, that's very good. They make from the small train to the big train, then there'll be a better service and all these things. But I saw, just to make the railway wider, the carriages are wider, the carriages are bigger. They had to clear trees. And I saw one after the other, these huge, hundreds of years old, beautiful trees just being cut down. I mean, just like that. All along to make the extra leeway for the bigger train. Then, you see, we are taking trains, we are using the road, all these things. How much reaction, and Guru Maharaj says very clearly, everybody who takes the benefit of all of this, they will be also taking some share of that karma, or the akarma is the opposite. Is it akarma or vikarma? What is bad karma?
Vikarma.
Vikarma. So they're taking the vikarma, the bad reaction. So even we go down the road and think, oh, I'm not doing anything, but we are taking advantage of this. We go on the train. So the cow drinking milk matter was like a clear example of the pure Vaishnava's vision of how we must use everything in Krishna, offer everything to Krishna. So even our journey, going to anywhere, all we are doing must be in the service to Krishna. All what does Krishna say? He's very smart. He spoke Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, everything you eat, everything you do, everything you give away in charity, you do as an offering to Him. This is Krishna consciousness, that we make our life the Lord-centered, and the Lord-centered through the devotees, of course. But how did we come to this? Oh, so about taking a vote, the common opinion, the opinion of the general people, or the opinion of people. It is not the matter. What is opinion is the opinion of those who have got revealed truth in their heart. Like that. So the devotees, they've got the joy of service to the Lord. This was also in one of those verses there. It's not just the joy, oh, I'm remembering Krishna, but the joy of service to the Lord. Then everything else is insignificant. All right, and how are we doing? A few verses of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta, and it appears. Oh.
No, I prefer to read from the bigger book, but it's okay. It's
okay.
723 where we are.
723. Now you're reminding me of Ramai. We're thinking of Ramai, of course. They just had the festival for him. And as we were sleeping in the night, they were having some festival yesterday, because their day is our night, more or less. And anyway, thinking of Ramai could remember anybody's birthday that he'd once heard, any devotee's birthday that he once heard, he could remember. It was almost like a siddhi. And he was so simple and everything, and he would just laugh and say, yes, but it's Krishna's grace. And he was aware that it was a little extraordinary that he could do that. But really, he could accurately remember, maybe like 97% accurate, but he could remember like some very obscure devotees' dates of birth. So now Vishaka, she's remembering where we were yesterday in the Chaitanya Charitamrta by verse number also. So you are reminding me of Ramai Prabhu. So tell me, what verse was it?
I think it was 23, chapter 7, Adi Lila, chapter 7.
Verse 23. Okay. All right. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai. So anyway, for me, and for anybody who may not have been here, a little catch-up. Do you know the chapter title?
It's the Panchatattva chapter.
It's a chapter describing the glories of the Panchatattva.
Or 5 features, I don't remember the English.
Okay.
Lord Chaitanya in 5 teachings.
So talking about the storehouse of transcendental love that Krishna has brought, or that Krishna showed. But although that storehouse of love certainly came with Krishna when he was present, it was sealed. The storehouse was sealed. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his associates of the Panchatattva, they broke the seal and plundered the storehouse to taste transcendental love of Krishna. The more they tasted it, the more their thirst for it grew. So this is still catching up. Sri Panchatattva themselves danced again and again, and thus made it easier to drink nectarian love of Godhead. They danced, cried, laughed, and chanted like madmen, and in this way they distributed love of Godhead. All right. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So now verse 23 of Adi Lila chapter 7. So, Patra Patra Vichara, Patra Patra Vichara Nahi, Nahi Stana Stana, Jai Jaha Paya, Taha Kore Prema Dana. In distributing love of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates did not consider who was a fit candidate and who was not, nor where such distribution should or should not take place. They made no conditions. Wherever they got the opportunity, the members of the Panchatattva distributed love of Godhead. And I think this purport, some of the purports we know, they have come from the commentary of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But here are the first words of this commentary. There are some rascals who dare to speak against the mission of Lord Chaitanya. So we can certainly hear Srila Prabhupada's voice in this one too. All right. So Patra Patra, Patra Apatra. Who is a recipient or not a recipient? Nahi. Oh, Patra Apatra Vichara Nahi. Nahi Stana Astana. Jai Jaha Paya Taha Kore Prema Dana. All right. Next verse. Although the members of the Panchatattva plundered the storehouse of love of Godhead and ate and distributed its contents, still there was no scarcity. For this wonderful storehouse is so complete that as the love is distributed, the supply increases hundreds of times. Lutya, Lutya means plundering. Kaya, so Lutya, Kaya, Diya, Bhandare Ujjade. Bhandare is a storehouse. Even today the Bhandare is a storehouse. And Ujjade is emptied. So Lutya, Kaya, Diye, Bhandare Ujjada. Ashcharya Bhandara Prema Shataguna Bhare. So Bhare is increases. So Ashcharya, we all know Ashcharya, right? We heard Gurudev saying Ashcharya so many times about things like amazing, wonderful. Ashcharya Bhandara, the store. Prema Shataguna Bhare. The Prema Shataguna, 100 times Bhare increased. Lutya Kaya Diya Bhandara Ujare Ashcharya Bhandara Prema Shataguna Bhare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Do you want a purport? Okay, here's a purport. Purport by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. A pseudo-incarnation of Krishna once told his disciple, a pseudo-incarnation of Krishna once told his disciple that he had emptied himself by giving him all knowledge and thus was spiritually bankrupt. Such bluffers speak in this way to cheat the public. But actually, spiritual consciousness is so perfect that the more it is distributed, the more it increases. Bankruptcy is a term that applies in the material world, but the storehouse of love of Godhead in the spiritual world can never be depleted. Krishna is providing for millions and trillions of living entities by supplying all their necessities. And even if all the innumerable living entities wanted to become Krishna conscious, there would be no scarcity of love of Godhead, nor would there be insufficiency in providing for their maintenance. Our Krishna consciousness movement was started single-handedly, and no one provided for our livelihood. But at present we are spending hundreds and thousands of dollars all over the world, and the movement is increasing more and more. Thus there is no question of scarcity. Although jealous persons may be envious, although jealous persons may be envious, if we stick to our principles and follow in the footsteps of the Panchatattva, this movement will go on unchecked by imitation swamis, sannyasis, religionists, philosophers or scientists. For it is transcendental to all material considerations. Therefore, those who propagate the Krishna consciousness movement should not be afraid of such rascals and fools. End of the commentary, Jai Srila Prabhupada. All right, next verse. The flood of love of Godhead swelled in all directions, and thus young men, old men, women and children were all immersed in that inundation. So, Uchalila Prema Vanya. Vanya, the flood that comes to Navadip. But this is Prema Vanya, flood of Prema. Uchalila Prema Vanya Chaudike Vedaya. Stri, Bridha, Balaka, Juva, Sobare, Dubaya, merged into all. Uchalila, Prema Vanya, Chaudike Vedaya, Stri, Bridha, Balaka, Juva, Sobare, Dubaya. Everybody was immersed in that flood of Krishna Prema. Next, the Krishna consciousness movement. This is the translation. The Krishna consciousness movement will inundate the entire world and drown everyone, whether one be a gentleman, a rogue, or lame, invalid, or blind. Not invalid, invalid. Okay. The Krishna consciousness movement will inundate the entire world and drown everyone, whether one be a gentleman, a rogue, lame, invalid, or blind. So Sajjana, oh, gentleman. Sajjana Toshani, Sajjana Durjana. Pangu, Pangu is lame. Jara, invalid. Andagana, blind. Prema Vanyaya Dubaila Jagatera Jana. We just had Prema Vanyaya, the flood of Prema, And we just had Dubai, which is the Dubai here, to be drowned. Jagatera Jana, the people of the whole world. Actually, Jagat is often made the universe also. Sajjana, Dujana, Pangu, Jara, Andagana, Prema, Vanyaya, Dubaila, Jagatera Jana. And the very first paragraph, the very first sentence of Srila Prabhupada's purport again has rascals in it. He's very strongly here. Next, the purport, okay, it's very short one, this one. Here again it may be emphasized that although jealous rascals protest that Europeans and Americans cannot be given the sacred thread or sannyas, there is no need even to consider whether one is a gentleman or rogue, because this is a spiritual movement which is not concerned with the external body of skin and bones. Because it is being properly conducted under the guidance of the Panchatattva, strictly following the regulative principles, it has nothing to do with external impediments. All right, text. Verse 27. Jagat dubila, jivera hoila bija nasha, taha deki pancha janera parama ullasa. When the 5 members of the Panchatattva saw the entire world drowned in love of Godhead, and the seed of material enjoyment in the living entities completely destroyed, they all became exceedingly happy. Jagat dubila, jivera hoila bija nasha, taha deki pancha janera parama ullasa. And ullasa is happiness. Parama ullasa. Hare Krishna, and there's a long-ish purport here, which we may read in our own time, if it is possible. Next, the more the 5 members of the Panchatattva cause the rains of love of Godhead to fall, the more the inundation increases and spreads all over the world. Jatta jatta prema vrishti. We hear of pushpa vrishti, the flower rain. This is prema vrishti. Jatta jatta, as many. Jatta jatta prema vrishti kore pancha janne. Tatta tatta bare jalla vyape tribhuvane. Vyape spreads around the world. So tatta tatta, as much as. So as many as the rains come, then as much as, then bare jalla, which is increasing the water. Tatta tatta bare jalla, vyape tribhuvana, spreads throughout the 3 worlds, tribhuvana. Jatta jatta prema vrishti kare pancha jane, tatta tatta bare jalla, vyape tribhuvane. All right. Maybe we this chapter is about the Panchatattva, and I just looked to see it on this. There's 278 pages left of this chapter, so it's going to be a wonderful chapter. So anyway, one more verse. The impersonalists, fruitive workers, false logicians, blasphemers, non-devotees, and lowest among the student community are very expert in avoiding the Krishna consciousness movement, and therefore the inundation of Krishna consciousness cannot touch them. So the impersonalists, the fruitive workers, false logicians, blasphemers, non-devotees, and lowest among the student community are very expert in avoiding the Krishna consciousness movement, And therefore the inundation of Krishna consciousness cannot touch them. Expert at avoiding. Okay, the verse says, this is verses 29 and 30. Mayavadi karma nishta kutarkika gana nindaka pashandi jata paduya adhama. And paduya, paduya adhama. Paduya, students, lowest class students, paduya adhama. Se saba mahadaksha. They're very expert. Dhaya paila. So Daya is running away, running, and palaila, away. Daya palaila. Se banya ta sabare chunite narila. Chunite, touching, narila, cannot. So Mayavadi karma nishta kutarkika gana nindaka pashandi jata paduya adhama se soba mahadaksha dhaya palaila se vanyata sabare chunite narila. They cannot be touched by that water. Seeing, next verse, seeing that the Mayavadis and others were fleeing, Lord Chaitanya thought, I wanted everyone to be immersed in this inundation of love of Godhead, but some of them have escaped. Therefore I shall devise a trick to drown them also. Taha deki Mahaprabhu korina chintana Jagat dubaite ami karilun jatana Keha keha edaila pratigya hoilabanga Tasaba dubaite patipa kichuranga. I'm going to make up a plan by which they will also be inundated with this, drowned. Okay, tune in tomorrow, same time, to find out what plan Mahaprabhu is going to come up with. And he is Krishna, so he must have a good plan. The best planner. Alright, so Vishaka, you can enter into your photo log, your photo memory log. Text 31 and 32 is where we ended, so 33 is the first text tomorrow. Okay? And that will be for you to read it. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda. All right. So, Hari Harai Nama Krishna. Hari Harai Nama Krishna, Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya, Yadavaya, Madhavaya, Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Jai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana Jaha Hoite Vignana Shabishta Purana Jai Gosai Jamuitara Dasa Tasvara Padarenu Mora Panchagrasa Adira Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibasa janame more abhilasa. Chai gosai jabe braje koila basa. Radha Krishna nitya lila korila prakasha. Anande bolo hari bhaja vrindavana. Shri Guru Vaishnava pare machaya mana. Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyasha. Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chant, chant, and chant. Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai, Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki jai, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Jai Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rokok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki jai, Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Jai Shri Shad Goswami ki jai, Saprika Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju ki jai, Nabadip Saprika Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Ju ki jai, Nabadip Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, worldwide Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, all assembled devotees ki jai, and all unassembled devotees ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Hari
Ki jai.
Gaurang